Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Tyria's Postal Service and our new home, Going Postal Presents. Today I have a video I've wanted to make since the beta tests because it's in regards to the thing I love most about the game. When I first saw the trailers, watched the manifestos, it wasn't the promise of new mechanics that sold it to me. It was the graphical quality and the art style of the game. So over the past week I've been digging through screenshots, asking around and generally exploring the world of Tyria, looking for some good examples of what the art team managed. And I'm not just talking about Lion's Arch, but those places that sometimes get overlooked. So think of this as a top 10 off the path places to visit in my opinion, my personal favourites. Enjoy. Sitting in 10th place is Dominion of Winds, an area on the east side of Celadon Forest. Now you'll see the bridge is quite a looker, but for me the wall laden with overgrown trees and ancient looking markings has all the sex appeal. But what makes it really special is it divides us away from the locked-off Sea of Sorrows, a good start for the list and a well-worthy visit. The second is a Lumerton Mansion in Gandharan Fields. Now there are many large houses in Guild Wars 2, but I think this place is extra special for two reasons. The first is the setting. Approach the mansion from the lake and you'll see a meld of ships piled on top of each other in a daring game of Jenga, reaching to the sky. The second reason is the architecture. It's clearly been designed by a mental patient with a pirate ship collection, also showing how the Lion's Arch design philosophies have permeated into the surrounding areas. Number 8 is held by a special place to me and probably one of my favourite locations for a long time because of my affinity for running water. Lynchcroft Mire in Kessex Hills is a hidden Silvari village with an adjoining swamp. The small buildings are quite typical, but mixed with the beautiful plant fountains, the stream passing through and the rain, you have a magic mix. It's one of those places that just feels cozy, like you could sit down with a cup of hot chocolate. The environment's ability to elicit these feelings is, in my opinion, one hell of an achievement. Unlucky number 7 is held by Dimmertiki Waters in Frostgorge Sound, the home of Jormag's Lieutenant. This location is easily missed as not much happens down here, but the open area before the creek is absolutely immense, filled to the brim with deep sea creatures. Scale is a really important characteristic of Tyria's aesthetic appeal, and that's the reason we don't have mounts, and I think this area especially makes you feel like a tiny little Asura. Then swimming down past the kelp, deeper into the mysterious ocean, is very much breathtaking. While underwater combat is a personal headache, underwater exploration isn't. Saucy 6 was not a location I'd seen first time round and was actually alerted to me by a friend. And dang. East of False Lake in Loner's Pass lies this valley where snowy and grassy mountain ranges meet to tower over a beautiful valley of trees and wildlife. There's no events, no NPCs, no towns, no nuclear power plants, just a perfect, idyllic landscape. It's just a moment in between the leveling where you can stop dodging and diving and waging war and everything to just relax and appreciate the environment and the amount of work attached to it. At 5 we have Cerebeth Canyon, also in Kessex Hills, and again it's one of those places that you would probably miss first time round as it's not much of an eventing hotspot. It is however a mighty fine looking place. It features one of the best looking waterfalls but also a fantastically lush meadow separated by a stream. It's just one of those places like Loner's Pass that doesn't really serve much purpose. It just is a wonderful outcrop and a good example of sometimes less is more. For number 4 we follow the gentle river in Timberline Falls upstream to what is in my opinion the best waterfall in game. It's massive for one and ticks our sense of scale box as it reaches high into the mist with towering mountains behind it. It is pretty difficult not to love this place, a still pool of perfectly rendered water, trees scattered around, then take a moment to swim right up to the edge and look up into the sublime rock face. It's these set pieces that make the environment feel realistic, like you're walking through an existing world. At number 3 we have Sanguine Bay in Bloodtide Coast, which very nearly made my one spot as it's pretty much perfect. If it was a woman, I'd marry it so hard it'd need crutches. On the left side we have a huge island cliff face and in the distance a smaller island, but the really amazing thing here is the blue sky and the best looking lake I've ever seen in any game ever. The combination of lighting effects, good use of colour, and fog creates a mesmerising effect, giving credibility to the name Sanguine Bay. In second place, we return for the last time to Kessex Hills and head towards the most intriguing, mysterious places this game has to offer. Isgaren's View is one of those places that you can very easily miss. Literally on the edge of a little harbour, this spot looks onto a huge flying castle. I shit you not, dear viewer, and there's really no argument. Everybody wants to go there, and trust me, I've tried jumping, swimming, shadow stepping, and literally nothing gets me closer. It is just one of those things you just see early on in leveling and think, I will hit 80 just to see what that place is. It's just one of my favorite locations, and certainly a place I love to show people new to the game. I literally cannot wait until this opens up. And now, dear viewer, I'm afraid I'm going to have to go back on myself because first place is the amazing sights in some of the major cities. I tried to ignore them, but I just can't help myself, I'm afraid. So here you go, a medley of all the best. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time.